Okay, Shayna McGainto, she said she stole soap from his Hope's house. Okay, I guarantee you, if he knew that, she'd never be able to come back there ever again. He doesn't care if it's soap, okay, or whatever it is. Okay, that's how he is. And while you're too busy trying to get all pretty with that long hair, I guarantee you, if you leave one strand of hair on that floor, okay, you're not going to hear it until you just got to get right. Be right.
Speaking of Shauna Montague, whatever the hell.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Shayna McGainto.
Whatever her name is. I want to discuss that because people have been comparing the two of you, Shauna Montague and Kim Tamar, and saying that you both are delusional, but more people want to believe Shauna over you because Shauna has pictures and videos. And
right. She has a
people are saying that you don't have that. So they don't want to believe you, and they don't want to believe you have any association with Michael.
Like I said.
Do you want to comment on that?
Oh, yes. Like I said, if they were looking for a white face with me, you were not going to get that. She has one backstage picture of him. I have him like his family has him. I had seen him. I have videos of he and I, not in a white face. This is the man who held his face up in Ghost video that Shayna played in. Okay. He's showing the whole world he was wearing a mask. He's a master of illusions. No, how can someone's face change in so many times? Okay. But because he puts fillers on. Okay. All around here. Okay. But certain things you can't change. And that's the eyes, unless you wear contact lens, and you can't change the teeth unless you put false teeth in, okay, or to make the lips smaller, like some people who say Jack Crooner is
right.
Michael Jackson.
To be clear, you're saying he wore a combination of makeup and a mask.
Oh yeah. Go look at White Chicks. That's all I tell people. He took me to the movie to see White Chicks. He wanted me to see how it was done. And Marlon, they showed them when they put on their faces. Okay, African American men with, wider noses, but you have white women who have, sharper bridges. Okay, but they could make their nose look just like that or similar to it. And they showed you. We put on the body suits or whatever they needed to put on. But when it was time for them to put on the makeup, they got sprayed.
Right, and white
sprayed it on. I can't say it right, but that's what I'm saying. Even Michael showed that because he jumped out of the water when the children pushed him in the water. He says, I just took a shower. No. And when he jumped in the water, he jumped out when they pushed him in, he jumped out real fast because he didn't want that makeup to come off.
So, to be clear, you are willing to take a DNA test, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What about a lie detector test?
I sure will.
Okay. That's great.
I have nothing to hide.
I
stand for truth.
I'm sorry. The thing is loading. So, what are your views on mental health? I just want to get into that for a brief second.
Technically, the whole world is in a mental health
place.
All of us got something wrong with us, number one, because we are perfect people. But when it comes to disorders, there are a lot of disorders. People passed on a line about me, an evil troll, passed some things online to the MJ community that I was a drug addict, that I have been in jail, what else? Have mental health problems. Right. Well, I'm here to say, of course, a narcissist would say that. Because when you're speaking out and you're a victim and you're ready to stand for truth, they're going to do everything they can to stonewall you, to make you look bad. But I don't care about that. Because why? Because Jesus went through it too. If you know you have truth, you have to get through all of that to stand.
Okay, so
it's going to come out no matter what.
This is what I'm going to say. Because here is my issue with what you're saying. I feel you on certain things, and certain things I'm just like, no. Okay, so I just want to be clear with you that the most important thing I feel for people to believe you are the pictures and the videos. But you're saying that you don't have videos nor pictures of Michael as white Michael. Well, as a lighter Michael, you have Michael as a dark-skinned Michael.
I have Michael as the way he looks back there, in the background.
In this picture.
That's how I had Michael. Yes. It's just a
Okay.
little
So,
difference.
but that's a bit confusing because what you said you met Michael during Invincible era.
1999.
In
January
19, well,
1999.
the 2000, like around 2001 is when I think Invincible was released. So, when was Blanket conceived?
2002. He was born in 2002. But it happened in
Okay.
2001.
So, how did that conversation go about you guys having Blanket? How did that conversation go?
He just, as we talked longer and longer, we got to know each other during the year when he told me he was a double. He just was telling me that Michael was asking questions, wanted to know is, how would I feel. And then eventually, once he started showing me more and more, it was him. He asked me, would I marry him? And after I told him yes, he said,
Would
would
you
I have a
marry
child
him?
for him?
So
Yes.
to be
Or
wait,
would I
wait.
have a
So
child?
you guys got married at some point?
According to him, yes.
According to him.
He
So what
said
do you
he
mean when you
said he
say that?
arranged. He said he arranged it through
He arranged the
signatures.
marriage? So you guys didn't get a traditional wedding?
No, no. He, as a matter of fact, I'll tell people, go listen to Michael Jackson 2010. He's telling the world breaking news. He says, well, why is it strange he will fall in love? He said, is it strange that I just eloped? He's telling the world he did it silently there.
So you guys, so how do you know you were married? Did you sign paperwork?
Yeah, he asked me things and asked me questions of sincerity and asked me could I be quiet about it until we was ready to speak out, till it was ready to come forth. And I told him yes. Well, when the time came, he told me he was going to do certain things. And I can't talk about that right now
So did he
because
give you
that's
a
another
ring?
story.
Did he give you a ring?
Did he give me a ring?
Yes.
Did you say? Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you have it with you now?
No, I have it in my pictures. I have it. He gave me 2 rings actually. The first one he gave me was it was like an anniversary type of ring, three diamond. It was a platinum ring, and the second one was a white gold ring. And I have that in the picture. And I have a necklace. I have a few necklaces in the pictures that he gave me, in particular one like Prince, like when he gave Prince and them when he went to what is it called? Nisa. He got those Prince got them. I had one too.
So to be clear, you met Michael at did you say how did you meet Michael again? Just review that one more time.
At a basketball game.
At a basketball game.
On a walkway. Right. And where it's like the balcony, second level balcony, right, where you can stand and watch the game. And when everybody left, I was passing, I looked at him and I said, you look familiar to me. And then he leaned over and told me, and I was like, I've seen you before. Like Akon said, she walked past and said, I can't help but to ask. And you want to be starting something. That's how it happened. Because he looked familiar to me, though he was in disguise. And when we connected the second time around, he said his birthday was March 12th, but really he just said that because that was Marlon's birthday.
Interesting. So now I'm gonna allow the fans to ask questions. I see you guys have been typing, but I told you I can't read the questions while I'm talking to her at the same time. So now I'm going to allow you guys to ask questions to Tamar. So we can start there, and I'll answer whatever question pops up first. So let's just give them a minute because it's gonna show up, but slowly.
Okay.
Okay, one person. Oh wait, it's going fast. Raf, I can't read your name. It says, "Do you still have pictures?"
Yes, I do. I have pictures of Michael and I, but again, if you're looking for a white mask, I don't understand, especially when I see some of these foolish trolls out there, but the man said, this is it. People complained about his white mask, his face for years. They joked his white face, they joked his nose, but now a woman's coming forth and saying, he said, this is it to get rid of the long time masquerade of a mask. I don't understand what's
Mhm.
so hard about understanding that this man wanted to be normal. When the world didn't see him anymore in the late 80s,
Well,
that's
that
when,
is a bit abrupt.
yeah,
That's a lot to take in, and that's just
yeah,
kind of, it sounds crazy to the average
yeah,
person.
it
It
does.
does, that Michael is wearing a mask for most of his
But it doesn't
because it
sound
just
crazy
doesn't
to
make
Eddie
sense.
Murphy. Right. Yeah, yeah, I do understand that part, yes. Because that's what we go. Sometimes when you have something presented before you, that's what you're gonna go with. But then when somebody
Okay,
comes
we have
and says
someone
no,
here that is saying it's impossible that you are Blanket's mother because she died in a car accident in 2013.
how would you know? How would you know? Okay. You see, that's why I love it. I love all these people with their presumptions, thinking they know my story, know my business. They didn't even know. A lot of them think it was just one lady. Okay, so how is a woman going to be bold enough to come forth if she knows what happened here? I mean, you think I'm going to be crazy enough to speak out to the media or trying to reach out to the whole media? In all these years, no woman has come forth. No woman.
Right.
Okay, they put some pictures of some ladies, but it didn't stick. But you have a bunch of ladies lying on the internet. But I'm talking about the media. Nobody has come forth. So why would I be adamant about trying to get the media's attention?
Right.
Because I want to be heard. I want people to know, yes, I worked 30 years in this business, unseen, and 20 years in a masquerade that Michael asked me that he wanted me to stay away from the fans and from the media
Mhm.
until he was ready to be a new image, better looking than that white mask. Okay, better looking than a white mask. And he said he didn't want to have anything to do with Neverland anymore. And he said he was going to look for a new place.
Okay,
When
we have
he,
one of the fans, Michael J at Michael J the King. She said, "Show us proof. You said you have proof, so please show us." Everyone
well, you can
wants
go
to
to
see
my,
pictures. The pictures that you're talking about, that's the
I can
only
send you
question
some,
I'm seeing is the pictures and the proof that they want.
yeah, I can send you some pictures. I can send you pictures of that, videos of that, which we talked about. I sent you some
Yes.
things, even though
Mhm.
you had a hard time, accepting that because again,
Mhm.
it's people seeing, if you've seen that white face so long, it's hard to grasp that. But I
Well,
guess when you look at the white chicks,
the
it won't be
pictures you,
hard.
I'm sorry to cut you off. The pictures that you did show me, they look like Michael during like Thriller era, Bad era, um, like that. But still, it is a bit confusing. I have to admit, it is a bit confusing and it does seem a bit crazy. And I'm not calling you crazy. It's just the situation is. But
Yeah,
when I did speak to you previously, you said, which I found to be interesting, was that nothing with Michael Jackson was normal, and that being in a relationship with him just wasn't a normal kind of relationship, and that would make sense. And Michael is known for being in masks and disguises, so that's the only reason I was considering a lot of the things you were saying, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do the interview, because I'm being optimistic and I'm being open-minded, and I want to hear your side of everything, because I mean, as far as I know, yes, I'm a fan, and like you said, Michael Jackson fans are fanatics, so I do know everything about him, and I would be able to read you very well. um Despite some of the things that you say that I may think aren't really there or don't really make sense, there are small things that I do understand where you're coming from. So I just want you to know that. Let's see what other questions. Do you guys have any other questions? No, I'm sorry, they asked about
yeah.
sex. They
There's a
did
lot of
not
people
have
who say,
sex, you guys. They were not intimate in that way. They were not intimate in that way. Um, so yes, because she's Jehovah Witness, and she says that Michael was also Jehovah Witness up until. So yes, uh, you will never be BG's mother. There's someone here very upset
I
saying you
don't
will
care.
never be BG's mother. Was that
Jesus
no?
Christ healed miracles in people's faces and they still denied him. So I don't care about that. Because
Someone.
see, I'm gonna make it clear.
Mhm.
If you got common sense, I can go into a store and see a lady, don't know who she is, and see the boy with his mother and say that boy looks just like his mother, or that girl looks just like her mother, or boy looks like father. Beyonce, Jay-Z, the oldest girl, Blue Ivy, she looks just like Jay-Z. She might look like Beyonce by the eyes, but she looks like Jay-Z. So there are people out there who has common sense to see that I look like, that BG looks like me and Michael. BG has
But
my features.
That's the thing, Tamar. There are a few other women who claim to be BG's mother, and they do look like him also. So that's what makes it hard for people to believe.
Yeah, well, I see some of these women. Of course they do, but they don't have exact features. He has my nose. He has my lips. He has my cheeks like all of my children. All of my children have this right here.